there, Ariana from Crafting Happiness here. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful Stars and Pom Poms baby blanket. And for this tutorial, I'll be working on a smaller sample for you, so we won't make the video too long and too boring. And I'll show you how to crochet this beautiful star stitch, how to make the base row for the border, and then how to create this lattice work and the pom-poms at the end of it. So let's get started. For this blanket, I used a little over 6 balls of Aran yarn in gold. I'm also using 2 different hooks, the 6mm crochet hook for the blanket itself, and then a 5mm crochet hook for the border. You will also need a darning needle to weave in the ends and scissors. For my sample, I am going to chain 27 chains. For your blanket, you will need 113 chains. And this is my starting chain, 27 chains. Chain your 113 and let's start with the first row. And we will start by making a single crochet 5 together. And to do that, insert your hook in a second chain from the hook, yarn over and pull up a loop and leave it on your hook. Then move to the next chain, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up another loop, and do that in the next 3 chains. So you will have 6 loops on your hook. And now yarn over and pull through all loops on your hook. And this is how you make a single crochet 5 together. Now chain 1 and we will be making another single crochet 5 together, but this time the placement of the loops is different. So we will be making the first loop in this eye of the star. So insert your hook in that space, yarn over, pull up a loop. Then our second loop will be between these 2 posts right here at the end. So it's this space right here. Insert your hook, pull up a loop. Now we have 2 loops that we drew. The third one is right at the base in the same chain where you drew your last loop from the previous single crochet 5 together. So it's the same chain. Insert your hook, pull up a loop. So now we pulled 3 loops and we have 4 in total. And the last 2 loops will come from the next 2 chains. So insert, pull up a loop, go into next chain, insert and pull up another loop. So now again we have 6 loops in our so now again we have 6 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through all, and then chain 1. And this is your repeat section. Make a single crochet 5 together and then chain 1. So let's do a couple of more of them just so you can get comfortable of where to insert your hook to pull up the 5 loops. So the first one is in this chain 1 where that looks like a hole. This is the middle of the star. So insert your hook in that space, yarn over, pull up a loop. And then the second one, it's in between these single crochet posts right here. So right in between these 2 posts, insert your hook in there, yarn over, pull up another loop. Then our third loop will be pulled through the last chain where you drew up a loop on the previous single crochet 5 together. So right here, insert and pull up a loop. And then the last 2 loops come from 2 different chains on your starting chain. So insert your hook in that next chain, pull up a loop, insert your hook in the next one and pull up a loop. So now we have 6 on our hook, yarn over, pull through all and chain 1. and that was one repeat. Let's make another one. So again, first loop in this star eye, that little hole right there in the middle. So insert your hook in there, yarn over, pull up a loop. Then the second one, it's in between these two little single crochet posts right here. It's between the posts. Third one, like I said, in the last chain where you pulled up a loop on the previous star, and then two more in the chains on your starting chain. So next chain, pull up a loop, next chain, pull up a loop, and now yarn over, pull through all, and chain one, and just repeat this until you reach the end of the row and you have one chain left. So now I have reached the end of my starting chain. I have one chain left, and we will make 1/2 double crochet in that chain. And this is your first row, and you can see how the bottom part of the stars are taking shape. And now let's continue with our second row. Chain one and turn, and make a 1/2 double crochet in the 1/2 double crochet below. Then we will make 2 1/2 double crochet in each of these star eyes, in these little holes where we made chain one. We make 2 1/2 double crochet in each of those chain one spaces. So that's one, and that is 2. Okay, and now we move to the next space. I call them the star eye, and make 2 1/2 double crochet in there as well. And now move to the next space and make 2 1/2 double crochet. The next space, and just repeat this until you reach the end of the row, and you will have 1 stitch left, and that will be right at the end. It's that chain that you skipped when you made the single crochet 5 together. Okay, so I have made my last 2 1/2 double crochet inside the stitch eye, the star eye, and now we have here a last stitch, and we will make a 1/2 double crochet in it. And this is the second row, and it doesn't look like much, but when you turn it around you can see the stars. So let's continue with our row 3 and turn your work and chain 3. And now we will start again making the bottom part of the stars by single crochet 5 together. So in the second chain, insert a hook, pull up a loop, then in the next chain, pull up another loop. Now in that half double crochet below, make another loop, pull another loop, and then in these two half double crochet that we made in a star eye, we are going to pull up a loop in each. So we pulled 5 loops in total. We have 6 on our hook, yarn over and pull through all 6 and chain 1. And now continue to make another single crochet 5 together, and we insert our hook in this star eye, this chain 1 that we made, and pull up a loop. The second loop will come from between these posts, the second crochet, single crochet posts before the last, right here, last two, between the last two, then into the stitch where you pull up your last loop. So in this that's already used, this last one, insert and pull up a loop, and then your last two will come from the 2 half double crochet below. And this is how you know you are not making a mistake, when your last loops are always these 2 half double crochet below, right there. And if you're pulling your last 2 from here, from these 2, you know you missed a stitch. So you will always have to be this 2 half double crochet that you crocheted in the previous star eye. So that's one tip for you to know you're doing the pattern correctly, you're making it correctly. All right, so we pull through those 2 loops, those 2 stitches, yarn over and pull through all 5 and chain 1. And this is your repeat section. Again, single crochet 5 together, followed by a chain, and continue until you have 1 stitch left. So let's make another repeat. Insert your hook in that star eye, then between the last 2 single crochet posts of the star, then in the last used stitch, so the one that you pulled up a loop before, and now 2 brand new stitches, which are the 2 half double crochet below. So 1 in there and 1 in the next. Now we've pulled up 5 loops, we have 6 on a hook, yarn over, pull through all, and then chain 1, and that is your repeat. So continue like that until you have 1 stitch left. So now I have reached the end of my row. I have 1 stitch left, and that is the half double crochet I've made in the previous row. So I'm just going to make 1 half double crochet in that stitch, and this is your 3rd row. This is how it looks like. Now let's continue with row 4 and chain 1 and turn. And now we make a half double crochet in the first stitch, and then 2 half double crochet in every single star eye. So in these little holes there where we single crochet 5 together, we will make 2 half double crochet in each. And this will create the top part of the star. And yeah, just repeat this until the end of the row, just in that little tiny hole. Okay, so I've just completed my last 2 half double crochet in this last star eye, and we have 1 stitch left, and we will make a half double crochet inside it. All right, and this completes a 4th row. This is how it looks like from the back, and this is how it looks like on the right side. And now you can clearly see each star. So this pattern, it's a 2-row repeat. You'll have to repeat row 3 and 4 over and over until you have the desired length. Now my blanket is made out of 41 of these star rows. So in one star row you have two rows, so 82 rows or 41 star rows. So if you count your star, you will have 41 of them, and that makes the length of my blanket, which is 100 centimeters. Depending on your tension or the yarn and hook you're using, maybe you want a different size blanket, just make row 3 and 4 until you have the desired length. So I will be continuing, I'll pause the video, I'll continue making my small sample on which I can demonstrate the border for this blanket. So I've now completed my sample, my mini blanket. This is how it looks like. And now it's time to crochet the border. But before starting on any kind of border, I always recommend you crochet a base row around your blanket, and this is just a simple single crochet row around it. Now this blanket border, it's only crocheted at the top and at the bottom of it, but we will crochet the single crochet row all around just because we want to have a finished look to the blanket. If you can see, the side stitches are not very pretty. When you crochet a row of single crochet, it will make it more straight and also look completed, finished. So now we will switch to the 5mm crochet hook and pick up from where you finished. Don't break the yarn, and we will continue with the border. It is important that you turn your work around and work your round of single crochet on the right side. On this blanket we will be making 2 rows of single crochet. So let's start with the base row, and in the very first stitch let's make 3 single crochet. This will be our corner. We use this to bring the yarn neatly to the other side, like that. And then because we're working at the top, it's easy, make 1 single crochet in each stitch until you have 1 left. So 1 single crochet in each of the stitches. So now I reach the last stitch, and in that stitch we make another corner, which is 3 single crochet in that stitch, just to bring the yarn on the other side. So let's make 3 single crochet in that stitch, and you can see it brings it nicely to the other side. Now this is the tricky part. We need to crochet single crochet stitches on these rows, which are half double crochet rows. So each of these star rows contain 2 half double crochet. What we're gonna do is crochet 3 single crochet for each of these star rows. And what I do is look at the stitches and mentally place them equally spaced. So looking at this section here, the first star, we have a space here, a space here, and a space here. So those are our 3 single crochet. Then moving into the next section, and we need to mentally place these stitches before we crochet them. So I see a space here, a space here, and a space here, and these are our 3 single crochet. So we will be making 3 for each 2 rows. So that's our first, and this is the reason why I'm using a smaller hook as well. These spaces are quite tight. You kind of have to force your hook through those loops, and also you want your border a little bit tighter. You don't want your blanket to curl up like this or be too loose. So let's make our first single crochet in that loop. So that space, this and this, that's 1. Now 2, and then 3. Okay, now we move to the next section, and again we're looking for 3 loops. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Let's make them. So like I said, you kind of have to force your hook in that loop, yarn over, pull, make your single crochet, next loop, and the last one. So again we make 3 single crochet for 1 star section. Move again to the next. You'll see the loops 1, 2, and 3, and just continue like this until you crocheted in each of these star rows. Okay, so now we made our last 3 single crochet in the last row of stars. Now we can move to the very first stitch from the bottom, or very last, and we will make the corner there, and we have the end here. We can crochet over it. That will save us time from having to weave it in. So that was the first loop, and we will make 3 single crochet in there. And you can see how the yarn comes back, and you also can see how it's a little bit tighter than the stitches. That it's absolutely fine. It's better to have the border tighter than looser, because all you have to do is just pull the stitches, and there you go. You have straight edges, and the blanket just looks finished. Okay, so now we are at the bottom of the blanket. 1 stitch per 1 single crochet per stitch. When you reach the very last stitch, which is somewhere here, I think, just make your corner, and again 3 single crochet per section. And like I said before, the best way to do it is look at the area that you work with and mentally place your 3 single crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3. Then you move to the next one and we have 1, 2, and 3, and so on until you reach the end. So I will pause the video, finish the border. Like I said, one single crochet per stitch, 3 per section. So now I have reached the end. You can see the border is quite tight, and it's fine. All you have to do is loosen it up a little bit and it will straighten up. Like I said, it's better tighter than looser. Now right here at the end, to close this round, just slip stitch in the very first single crochet you made. So let's close the round and slip stitch in that very first stitch. And now, like I said, my pattern on my blanket, I made 2 rows like this of single crochet. So let's continue with the second. The second is pretty much single crochet in each stitch and in the corners. So in these 3 stitches you made in the corners, in that middle one, make your 3 single crochet. So whenever you reach the corner, check out where your second, the middle stitch of the 3 is, this one here, and make your corner. So here we already slip stitch in the very first single crochet, so in the second we will make the corner. So first we make a single crochet in here, in the very first one, chain 1, make a single crochet, and now we reach the second, make 3 single crochet, that's your corner, and then 1 single crochet in a stitch until you reach the next corner, and just repeat that all around until you reach the end, and then we're going to slip stitch in that and continue with our border. So let's make this really quick. So this is another corner. Now we go on the side of the blanket. Another corner. So now I've reached the end where I started to make my single crochet stitches, and we will slip stitch in the very first single crochet we made, and that finishes our border. And you can see now it looks a lot better than previously without the border. It has now a complete look to it. So let's continue and make the lattice work. I'm talking about this section right here, and then we will make the pom-poms. So let's continue and make this pattern. Now if you wish, you can cut the yarn, fasten off and start from this corner, but because we are 1 stitch away, it just doesn't make sense. So I'll just slip stitch until I reach the corner. So 1 and 2, and I think the corner started here. Let's see how it looks like. I think that it's absolutely fine there. So 2 slip stitches, and we will start with the lattice work. So now in this corner stitch, first chain 1, doesn't count as a stitch. We just bring in the yarn higher and make a half double crochet. Then chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and in the third make another half double crochet. And this is your repeat section where you chain 2, skip 2, and half double crochet in the third one, and continue like this until you reach the end of the row. And I'll show you sometimes depending on your stitch count, you might not have enough stitches to skip 2 and half double crochet in a third. It's fine if you skip 1, it's fine if you skip 3 and half double crochet in a fourth. So we chain 2, skip 2, half double crochet in a third. Let's see if we have enough stitches. Chain 2, skip 2, half double crochet in that third one, and just repeat this until the end of the row. Chain 2, skip 2, we're almost there. Chain 2, skip 2, half double crochet. Okay, so I was lucky. I have just enough stitches to chain 2, skip 2, and half double crochet in the third one. But if your corner stitch should have been here, right here, so you can only skip 1, just chain 1, skip 1. If you have 4, so let's say this is the corner right here, chain 3, skip 3. So chain as many stitches as you skip and then half double crochet in the last. It will not make any a lot of visual difference. It will still look beautiful once your blanket is completed. So I was lucky enough, I had the exact stitch count. So chain 2, skip 2, and half double crochet in that last. And this is our first row of the border. Now chain 1, doesn't count as a stitch. I make mine really tight, and then turn. And now we make a half double crochet in that very first stitch. Okay, now chain 1 and half double crochet in this chain 2 space. So we're going to offset this and make it look more visually interesting. Now chain 2 and half double crochet in the next chain space, and this is your repeat section. Chain 2 and half double crochet in the next chain space, and repeat this until you half double crochet in the very last chain space. So chain 2, half double crochet, and then chain 2 and half double crochet in the chain space, chain 2, half double crochet, chain 2, and a half double crochet in the chain space. And I will show you at the end how to finish this row. Let's half double crochet in the very last one. Once you have double crochet in the last chain 2 space, now we are going to chain 1 and half double crochet in the half double crochet below. And this is our second row. Now we're going to make one more row like this. So we chain 1, always chain 1 before you turn, doesn't count as a stitch, turn. make a half double crochet in that very first stitch, not into the chain that you made the stitch. I get a lot of questions about that. I was confused a lot at the beginning, the difference between stitch and chain, but yeah, not in a chain, into the half double crochet below. So that's our half double crochet, and now chain 2 and half double crochet in the chain 2 space. Not this first one, skip this one, in the chain 2 space. And then chain 2 and half double crochet inside the chain 2 space. Chain 2, half double crochet in a chain 2 space. And this is your repeat, chain 2, half double crochet in a chain 2 space, and repeat this until the end of the row, and then I'll show you your last stitch, where should it be. But we are only chaining and half double crocheting inside the chain 2 spaces, not in these small chain 1 spaces, but only in the chain 2 spaces. So let's do that really quick. Okay, so now I half double crochet in the very last chain 2 space. This is a chain 1 space. We will be skipping this. So chain 2, and we will half double crochet in the half double crochet below. So in the last stitch, just make a half double crochet there. And this is our third row, and this is our lattice. And now on the fourth row, we will continue with the pom-pom border. So let's make the pom-pom border. Turn and chain 6, 4, 5, and 6. And now in a third chain from the hook, we will make 4 incomplete half double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook inside that chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert the hook again, pull up a loop, pull through 2, another incomplete, we need 2 more. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, insert, yarn over, insert the hook in the same chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we have 4 incomplete double crochet stitches. We're gonna yarn over, pull through all, and this is your bobble stitch. Now we're not done. This is just half of the pom-pom. Chain 3, and then in that chain, base chain, make again another of one of these bubbles. So yarn over, insert the hook in this chain here, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1 incomplete double crochet. Let's make 3 more. So this is number 3, this is number 4. There we are. Now yarn over, pull through 2, and we made another bubble, and now we're going to join them together and make the pom-pom. And we are going to join them in the third chain from the base. So that is the chain right below the pom-pom, not the chain of the pom-pom where the pom-pom was made, not where this bubble was made, in the chain below it, which is the third chain from the base. And the trick here is not to insert your hook through this loop only, because you'll have a big gap. The trick is to catch both loops on your hook. So you see this one and this one. You have to insert your hook through both, and that will make your pom-pom tight. So just don't insert it like that just in this stitch, because you'll make a big gap. Catch this one as well. So let's see, it's a bit tricky. Once you get the hang of it, I usually insert my hook through it and then through the other one, so you have these two loops, and slip stitch, and that will make your stitch tighter. And this is your bubble. Now chain 3 and slip stitch in the first chain 2 space. So this is your first pom-pom. This is how it looks like. It's made out of 2 bubble stitches. Now let's make another one by chaining 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then in the third chain from the hook, we are going to make a bubble stitch out of 4 incomplete double crochet. So in that third chain from the hook, insert the hook and make your incomplete double crochet stitches. 2, 3, and 4. There you go. And now yarn over, pull through all. Now chain 3 again, and then in this base chain make another bubble like this out of 4 incomplete double crochet. So in this loop right there at the base, make a bubble stitch, so 4 of them. You will have 5 loops on a hook, yarn over, pull through all, and now we have these 2. We will put them together, and we slip stitch in the third chain from the base. So 1, 2, and 3 right here, right underneath, so not in the same chain, in the base, and make sure you are picking up both loops. So we have this loop and this loop of the chain. So I don't know how to show you more clearly. Yeah, make sure you pick up 2 loops, not just 1, and slip stitch. Now chain 3 and make a slip stitch in a chain 2 space, and this is your repeat section. You chain 6, make a bubble stitch in a third, make another bubble stitch on top of it, slip stitch it at the base, chain 3 in the next chain 2 space, and we will repeat this until the end of the row. So let's make another one. Chain 3, then 3 more, so 6 in total. In the third chain from the hook, make a bubble. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 incomplete double crochet stitches, yarn over, pull through all, make a chain 3 and another bubble in a third chain from the hook. So that is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now yarn over, pull through all. This is your bubble stitch, slip stitch in a third chain from the base, the chain right underneath the bubble. Make sure you catch both of these loops, so insert your hook. A bit tricky, but it's worth it because you will look so much better. So let me show you again these 2 loops. So there's 1 here and 2 on this side. Okay, and then chain 3 and slip stitch in the next available chain 2 space. There you go. This is how it looks like. That's your bubbles, and we will continue like this until the end. I will just pause and continue, and I'll meet you at the end. So now I finished making the pom-poms in the last chain 2 space, but we are not finished with this round because it will look incomplete if we don't make one in this corner. So this time when we make a pom-pom, we will slip stitch into the half double crochet in a corner, and this is how you complete this row. So let's make the last one. Chain 6, make a bubble, 1, 2, incomplete this double crochet, 3 and 4, and then make another chain 3 and bubble into it, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now slip stitch in the third chain from the base, making sure you catch both those loops, and chain 3. And now, like I said, there is no chain 2 to slip stitch into, so we will make it in the half double crochet in that corner. And this will complete our round 4 and the stars and pom-poms baby blanket. So now all you have to do is cut the yarn and weave in the ends, and we are done. This is one side. Now all you have to do is repeat these steps and make it on this side as well. And this is how my mini blanket looks like. This is the right side, this is the border. I chose to make it all in one color. You may alternate if you like colors. I think it looks beautiful in gold. And this is how you crochet the stars and pom-poms baby blanket. I hope you found my tutorial easy to follow. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments below and I'll answer them as soon as I see them. And if you are looking for the written pattern, you can find it on my blog Crafting Happiness. I will link it down below in the description. Happy crocheting!